Hey, good morning. I wanted to talk to you about something I've had a lot of success with on Outschool, and that's tutoring, one-on-one tutoring. So when I started out with Outschool, I had this idea that I would do all these different classes with a big group of students and I'd have a full schedule. My plan is to teach, which I'm doing now, to teach while my kids are at school during the day. So like early, so not as early morning, but like from 9 to 11. And it's been great, but you know what class I've had requested the most is tutoring. And I think it kind of is a product of this whole coronavirus, and people are homeschooling and people are doing distance learning and just want to make sure their kids are up to speed. And my niche has been tutoring kids going into kindergarten, and so parents are like wanting to make sure their kid is ready for kindergarten. What I want to tell you is you can tutor on Outschool and it works really well. I set it up a lot like VIPKID. For those of you who are VIPKID teachers, I do 25-minute sessions, which is short on purpose, and I do it on the hour, so like 10, 10:30, 11, and it just keeps it nice and organized in my brain. And I do one-on-one tutoring, and I set it up on Outschool like an ongoing class. So I set it up, I put it out there as an open section, and then the families can subscribe. And as soon as they subscribe, it's their tutoring slot for as long as they want it. And the way I've done it so far is I've done 2 days a week. So I do either Monday, Wednesday tutoring or Thursday, Friday tutoring. It's just what works for my schedule. I know it's kind of different than the whole point that a lot of people talk about with Outschool, because the point a lot of people say with Outschool is you can make so much more money than VIPKID because you can have 10 kids in a class, charging $10 a piece. Yes, there is that, and I've tried that a bit, and honestly, I don't like managing a class of 10 kids on Zoom. There's no connection. You just see them and you don't have time to actually talk to them. You just teach whatever you're teaching and then the class is done. That's not what I like doing online. For me, I think it's all about building the relationship. So yes, you are limiting yourself when you do one-on-one tutoring, but you could also do like 2-on-1 tutoring or small group tutoring or something like that. But for me, I really, really enjoy the connection with students, and that's what I go for. That's what brings me back. Another cool thing about doing tutoring on Outschool is you don't really have to worry about copyrights, right? Because your whole point is tutoring, and I just use the Common Core standards as my guide. So I go on Common Core. Anybody can look up and read the standards. You go to Common Core, you read through the standards, and the way I did is I just created a very simple PowerPoint. Some people use Canva. You could use Google Slides, whatever works for you. I just am really comfortable with PowerPoint. So I created a PowerPoint of like, first we're going to look at colors, then shapes, then numbers, then letters, and then I just let that guide my lessons, kind of like VIPKID, keeping an eye on the clock. And if a student just really has numbers down, then we might not do that session. If students like interested in writing that day, we might pull out a notebook and like, here's an example. We were working on the ooh sound. So we wrote, I see the moon. The cool thing is, when you're just teaching one-on-one, you have more margin to communicate with the parents. When I was teaching a class of 10-on-1, it was just too overwhelming. I couldn't communicate that much with the parents. It was becoming like way too much time outside of just teaching. So with one-on-one tutoring, after the class, I write a bullet point list of like 5 things that we cover in that class. Like maybe we covered the A sound, maybe we counted to 10 backwards and forwards, maybe we worked on 3 new shapes, and then send it off right after class, and then I'm done. And it's just the easiest thing. So the last thing I want to talk about, and I know you're wondering, is how much to charge for something like this. It's really up to you, your experience, and your education, and what the parents can pay. So I'm pretty new at this online tutoring thing, so I kept my prices purposefully low. I'm thinking after a few months of doing it, I'll raise my prices a little bit. But I just started out by charging $30 a week So with an ongoing class, you pay per week. So it's two 25-minute sessions. So it's 15 minutes or $15 per 25 session, which is higher than I would get paid for VIPKID. And just remember, you give 30% to Outschool too. So that's how I've been doing it. With ongoing payments, they just the payment goes through every Sunday. So every Sunday I just get the payment for the week. It's kind of nice, you know? If you're not sure what you could tutor, you could always tutor a specific grade and a specific subject. So you could go on the Common Core standards and just look at like 9th grade geometry, or 1st grade phonics, or 3rd grade writing, and just make your tutoring sessions based off of that. Something that you're interested in, something that you're competent in teaching. I really think the niche tutoring sessions are what are going to sell, because parents are like, oh my goodness, now my student's home and I realize they're really struggling with fill in the blank, and they're going to go on Outschool and look for that. So if you're curious about doing tutoring with Outschool, this is a really good way to do it. Leave me any questions or comments and I will help you work your way through that.